What up, everybody? It's the Normies coming at you a little bit of The Wire, Season 1, Episode 6, The Wire. That naming convention is silly.
Wait, The Wire, cool.
It's the name. Oh, through the world.
Didn't that come out around when the show was out? Technically.
2004, I think.
That was my 2019 theme song. Thank you very much, guys.
Her too?
Man.
I totally don't get what's happening right now.
Man, look at all this jewelry on me, bro. I ain't even gonna be able to go through a fucking,
Hey.
I used to listen to the album all the time.
That was the greatest Kanye song ever. I mean, that was the one that put him on the map.
Oh, it was a Kanye song?
Congratulations, album.
So, guys, I don't know if you remember what happened in the last episode, but it was suspected that they found the young man that kicks it with Omar. Stringer Bell rolled up. There were a bunch of phone conversations. Prez figured out the phone
I thought it was a
situation.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of things recorded and shit happening. I don't know. You guys tell me what you remember. We'll get into it.
Prez should not be in the police force anymore. Fight me.
Wait, Prez, didn't he come up with the code with the phone?
Yeah, he also made a kid blind.
Yeah.
He made the kid
made
blind.
a kid blind.
We can't forget that.
Yeah, on some bullshit too. They were like drunk cops at 2 a.m. coming to kids' house, and then they just started fucking shit up because they were in the apartment complex or whatever. Like, nah.
Yeah, no, man.
Got some coffee? Just black coffee.
Yeah, we figured out the code. And he also busted a kid's eye open, so.
I remember the, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
Didn't he call Stringer?
It was him and put together.
Yeah.
They saw Omar's Boy in the arcade.
Yep. So we're hoping to see Michael B. Jordan get like a promotion, maybe. Silver lining. Some good news. Yeah.
He's gonna be a lieutenant now. What's his
There you go.
name? Yeah, listed.
Kids making steps.
Lieutenant Corner Boy.
I have a fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact, and I'm not sure where I read this. I think it was on somewhere in Discord. But Michael B. Jordan originally wanted the role of, what was his name?
The dude who got killed?
No.
D.
B.
D.
D. No.
D'Angelo?
D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
No. Yeah.
Interesting.
But he's like
What?
so much younger.
Right.
Yeah,
They're like,
like-
no.
Yeah. Like, D. The guy who like killed him. Yeah, D.
That
Do you
is
mind
weird
explaining
because
this
he's definitely not the age group.
I know he's too, but
I
it's
mean,
a role he
maybe in the
originally-
real world, some
He was like the young
some
cousin.
kids are that young and they rise
Right,
that quickly.
shit.
No,
Yeah.
they look young at least.
Well, listen, this ain't snitching, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. This is not a market substitute. This is not a market substitute. Make sure you support the OG content you're on. Also, feel free to support the Normies over on Patreon. If you want to support the Normies on Patreon, you know, you're gonna get some uncuts, you're gonna get a head, you're gonna get skits.
A head.
Fun fact, Wire's probably the first series we ever did a skit for before it came out. Fucks with us. And with that being said, we're just gonna get into it.
Oh, come on. I know that's the right one. Let me just look it up. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one.
You know there's a much better way to manage your passwords, right?
I mean, I just keep them written down so they're always close by.
Written down, right next to your computer where anybody has access to them?
I mean, yes.
Okay, so what happens when you lose that piece of paper and can't find it? Look, I'm telling you, there's a much better way to manage your passwords.
Really?
Yes, and it's called NordPass. And with NordPass, you can store all your passwords in the cloud and gain access to them anywhere on any device.
Store everything online? That doesn't seem secure. There's always data breaches and hacks all the time.
And that's actually the best reason to store your information with NordPass. Let me ask you, do you know how to encrypt your passwords?
I can barely spell encrypt.
Exactly. Look, NordPass is built by cybersecurity experts that are continually improving their algorithm to keep your data safe. All your passwords are encrypted through NordPass, and only you have access to your information. Not even NordPass employees can gain access to your information. And best of all, it's free.
Free?
Yes, there are premium features you can gain access to for $2.49 a month. That's less than the price of the coffee you're sipping on right now. And how many of those do you buy a day?
Don't judge my life.
And if you don't end up liking the premium features, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Otherwise, it's completely free. Now, doesn't that sound better than that paper sheet method you got going on?
Yeah, I guess my method could use an upgrade.
Look, download it and try it right now. You got nothing to lose and only security and peace of mind to gain.
Whoa!
That dog.
It's insane to imagine that this is like someone's reality. Like just like you look out the window, there's a body, and it's just like.
I mean, these people also
It's
have
like
an extension
Wednesday,
cord
you know?
running from house to house for power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a comfy bed, huh?
gotta be.
Would you say an Airbnb like this?
Just for a day.
Damn near did once.
Yeah, we did.
That happens like y'all don't go to school. Soon enough, they're gonna be crawling around. All y'all gonna end up in foster care.
You go to school.
Foster care, just climbing a black ass back in the bed.
Hey,
Is he their caretaker?
He's being a responsible adult for these kids.
He's the breadwinner. He's gotta
But
do what
he
he's gotta
needs
do.
to go to school.
Yeah.
I mean, he's on the streets. He's looking out for them at least.
Bro, he should be sending their asses.
I'm pretty sure he brushed his teeth with nothing, though.
Yeah, there's no toothpaste.
There was
involved.
nothing
He spit on
involved.
that?
Oh shit! That's him. He got fucked up.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no!
Did they fuck him in the eye socket?
What?
Yeah, we
Fucking excuse the fuck out of me. What did you just say, Pat?
They stuck something in there. I mean, I don't know.
I think something went into it. I don't think they don't
Yeah,
stuck
he's like
anything in it
unrecognizable.
specifically.
And it's a
Pat,
joke.
I'm gonna
It's a
need you to
joke.
repeat
It's a
yourself,
joke.
Pat.
Serge gets that joke. Serge.
Was
Get
it
that
though?
Girl.
There was hope in your
Is
tone.
that,
Yes.
that's some Grand Theft Auto shit I don't know about?
No, that's. I was very drunk and I said that.
Oh,
to
yeah.
To some girl?
No, to some guys.
Yeah,
And he got into a
fucking
fucking
eye
fight, baby.
What happened?
In IU Bloomington, we said it. They dragged Mickey out of the car.
And you said you tell the guy you're gonna.
Pat got punched in the face.
And you said
You guys
told
got
the guy
blunted at
scare him
IU.
off from the fucking eye
I was
socket?
just kidding around, like drunk, like.
That's
hey.
hilarious. I think it's
But
hilarious.
it was like one of those hardcore Punjabi guys that like loves to fight for no reason.
I've only met
He was
one of
like,
those
"The
guys
fuck you
once.
say?" And I was like, "Oh, he's not laughing." And then Mickey's like, "Dude, bro, trying to reason with him, getting dragged out of the car." I felt very bad because a big, huge fight started, and it was all because I said this thing.
And all the pieces matter.
What the fuck can I tell him?
All the pieces matter.
Whatever the man wants
Nice.
to hear.
I love the chess. I love chess analogies anytime.
Major, we got a good shot to clear a couple of cases here. One thing. We're not here to talk cases, McNulty. I don't care about your cases. Sit.
He's in the boys, and I just not realized that.
He is, yeah, he's in the wheelchair.
In fact,
Isn't he Volvo?
Yeah.
you are reasonable, sir.
But we can't listen to anything unless we know one of our targets is using the phone.
So we gotta be out there on those rooftops for hours watching these assholes talk on the phone. It's more bullshit.
I feel like that rule doesn't exist anymore.
I bet there's a new rule to that, even better.
This is a job. Nobody came downtown to see
Well,
that.
you sweet summer child.
Giant
Bro!
That's
He made him spill his
Nico.
coffee!
That's Nico right there.
They could have warned him though. He didn't
Fuck
spill his
up, all
coffee.
y'all.
That's a good boy. That's a good guard dog. Oh my god.
I don't want to look.
He's still out here on this car,
He's
y'all.
still out of his car.
Jesus, they must have killed this kid 4 or 5 times.
Oh my
Cut him in a
god.
dozen places, burn him with cigarettes. Goddamn torture, if that's what it was.
Looks like you're seen either.
But if I was just doing that, I just just rock somebody, I would not be staying around the same location. I'd be going somewhere else and having some fun,
Yo, when you picked up that phone, what you think they was gonna do, huh? Yeah, all that shit is in the game, man. You know that. Yeah, like you and that girl, huh?
Ooh.
Hey, I know.
Girl.
Especially that part about how it ain't gotta be like that. Just sell the shit and move on. Yeah, I know. I remember that, but it ain't like that, is it? Yeah, I know.
Still don't know if he's the one that did it. Shot the girl through the window?
And yo, Dave, it fucks me up. It's like he's looking out, like he sees everything, you know? Don't think about it.
Yep.
I can't. Fuck. Let that shit go.
Can my man get a mental health day?
he's like 12 years old. How's he gonna let that shit go? He just saw dude's his brim roll now.
I know. He needs to go to school instead of be sitting on his goddamn couch.
Look at him. Why do I love him so much now? I don't know why.
Carver?
Yeah. We've just been watching Walking Dead. I don't know. I feel like I've been with this guy for like 10
Carver
years.
His character on Walking Dead has gotten so much better.
He's my favorite, and
someone.
Lester?
Lester.
Press thinks he's so cool. It's like, yeah, I found this photo. I'm freaked out.
Marquette's favorite.
Yeah.
She just shit talked him at the beginning of the episode. It's because he's white, baby.
Yep. That is why.
Hold on. I wanted to know if you know Young Hopper, the one they got down there. Oh yeah. What about him? You got some problems, right?
Like I did it.
So
My
proud
system
of
He's so
works.
proud of himself.
I can't help but notice that your client is under a delinquent petition for the sale of narcotics and further for assault on a police officer. Beyond that, he walked away from a JSA facility.
However, we will contend that it was Preston who was the victim of a brutal police beating. Indications of which are still
He was beaten pretty brutally.
struck back.
And the walk away?
Preston was heavily medicated when he left the Cheltenham facility.
And this lawyer's so good. I want him.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Bro, he and Saul Goodman need to get together.
Pending a hearing on these charges to be scheduled within 6 months. I'm putting a respondent on home monitoring with his grandmother.
Your Honor. I'm afraid Mrs. Broadus doesn't have a telephone for any monitoring calls. She's on a fixed income, Your Honor.
How about he calls his probation officer twice a week?
Wow.
He just kept whittling.
Wow.
He's so good.
Cool.
Man, she ain't got
I
no
mean,
phone,
look,
he
it's
can't
one
do
public
that.
defender against
The
two
whole
big
squad.
ass
Yeah,
lawyers.
the family's there.
Even if a public defender just is right there and heard everything he did.
Also, that judge looked like.
Yes, he did. I was about to say that.
So much so. Dog, I thought it was him. It was weird. Got me.
Yo, Steve, what up? Yo, what your manners, fool? Oh, my bad, yeah. You need to keep your fucking head, boy. I don't know. Where you at? I'm down in the pit. Nobody around. I just want to know, who's up.
How do you log that non-pertinent? No drug talk?
They use codes that hide their patron phone numbers. And when someone does use a phone, they don't use names. And if someone does use a name, he's reminded not to. All of that is valuable evidence.
Of what?
Oh my God.
Dropping knowledge.
Conspiracy? We're building something here, detective. We're building it from scratch. All
It's a charge,
pieces
All the pieces matter.
You said the thing. Stink 'em.
All the pieces matter.
That's why this is also, guys.
Yo.
Oh! They just punched him! They just fucking punched him! That's doo-doo!
You keep walking away from the JSA, we keep kicking your ass. I'm alright with that if you are.
What's the fucking problem?
Home monitoring?
Fuck.
You guys got problems, man.
Whole squad need to
For real, like, you just come here and deck somebody, not...
Give me a rap.
Give him a ride back. Yes! You're like frenemies and I love it.
I know. I can't believe he's friendly with these dudes.
That's hilarious.
God, you just really smacked the shit out of him in the ear, bro. You're not mad. It hurts.
But then it like he got it though. He was like, I get it. You're mad. Okay. I have been fucking up. Damn.
A little late in the month for this shit, don't you think?
What you mean?
What?
No.
Stealing from me, Cass?
Aw. Bro, waste your eggs.
Remember from a couple episodes ago?
You look fresh today.
When she was begging him for money and stuff.
Rawles finally got around to reading the office reports that McNulty tried to give him. He wants arrest warrants for Deirdre Crescent and the two project murders that match up to that gun. You got a witness that puts D'Angelo Barksdale at the scene of the murder, the night of the murder. You got a ballistics match between the Crescent girl and the two dead mopes in the project where Barksdale hangs. This weak ass shit is not gonna get past a grand jury. Charge the mope and work it more afterward.
Why?
What do you mean? Like, that is not.
Lieutenant said, that's what you did.
Why are you trying to jeopardize everything? I don't understand.
Just to see it done, or maybe not to see it done correctly?
Dirty Daniels. That one paper on the courtyard, a little cheese.
What the fuck, bro? Is he just.
Yeah, what was that? It looked like he poured coke in his mustache.
Yeah, just like a little coke scratch, you know? Sniff it periodically.
Throughout the day.
Detective?
Oh my God.
Detective Polk.
Oh, he lived.
Oh my God. Straight penguin, bro.
That's McNulty.
I know I missed a couple of days last week, Lieutenant.
I got a lunch for you every day for the last 2 weeks. Twice in Carver's handwriting, twice it was prayers, once it was McNulty, I think. They covered for you, but I won't.
Oh, hell, Lieutenant, why don't you just send me back to property and keep everybody happy?
It looks like a tomato.
They tried to
You were dumped on Yogi, but it ends there. I don't dump people. You either go out on those rooftops today to watch payphones with the rest of this unit, or you go over to the medical office and check yourself in.
Medical?
For alcohol abuse. Either dry yourself out or go up on those rooftops wet.
Damn.
Nice energy. I like it. Dry yourself out or go upstairs wet.
See, Daniels, it's weird because they say he's dirty, but he does run a pretty nice ship sometimes with what he's dealt.
Yeah.
I think they say he's dirty because he gives people second chances. Like I think other people wouldn't give that guy a second chance and told him to just go to alcohol abuse and not keep him on the force. Maybe that's why.
I think it's more of a like after mistakes he doesn't hold your mistakes above you like Prez still on the team even though he blinded the young kid, you know what I mean?
I'm going to, good luck with the case.
He's got to check himself in.
Alcohol abuse.
Gave up.
Rawls told him to have the warrants typed and ready by morning.
You telling me he's gonna charge murders he can't prove just to get the stats?
Fuck up our case in the process.
Somebody needs to tell Rawls that.
No, Rawls couldn't care less. Rawls wants me home. He wants the stats, that's all.
Then we take this to Daniels.
Daniels?
He ain't gonna do shit.
Won't do shit.
Daniels has been trying to put the brakes on this for weeks now. This will be his new excuse to close shop.
Well, look, you guys gotta make your moves soon. Freedom?
All right, motherfuckers playing chess in the background. You over here talking about making moves?
We tell Daniels. We go to Daniels. If he fights, he fights. And if he gives it up to Rawls, then fuck it. We were never gonna do the case anyway.
Oh.
Come on. Also on my 5th watch through, decided that they have a chess fetish.
What, did they just say something chess related to?
They're talking about making moves, but I swear I saw people playing chess.
Yeah,
in
is
the
this the
background.
copper place?
I'm losing my mind, and I'm seeing chess where it ain't.
I hate how stressful it is being a cop in this show to just do your fucking job.
Right? Like, not just the drug shit, but just to be like, well, now I also have stuff at work that's trying to not let me do my shit.
Like, navigating the politics of just doing the fucking work and not having it being given up early. Like, all their charges and shit will go to waste. Oh, that was on purpose.
Yeah.
This guy, what the? Bubs is helping him.
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
Bub's out here about to cash, son.
Oh!
Who's that?
Just fucking colostomy bag.
That's fucking gross.
All of it, yo?
I think you got the music, but yeah, they're not stopping shit. Go.
Yeah, boy, Bill. Come on. Onion soup, Campbell.
Oh!
Onion soup.
Oh my
You could go
Copper?
with the ops.
Welcome, Crown to me. When I go to your friendly judge.
That was dope.
I don't see a circuit court judge being able to argue the city homicide commander out of 3 murders. Even if the cases are all weak sisters. It's put up or shut up time, Lieutenant. Either you step up or you send us all home. So this is on me. I don't see anyone else in charge of this detail. Rawls is a major. Rawls is an asshole.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Big cheese in town.
Look at the slow-mo walk.
Canadian tuxedo swag.
They used to have these outfits back in the day. Hard boy outfits, the all jean, super stiff.
Got the...
Bro, Echo Unlimited
So,
was
like-
the shit. That was it.
How come food?
You got
I mean,
the
you
ribbon
look
studded
at this,
hat.
you know who's got the money. I don't understand, like,
The ribbon stutter.
what are the cops investigating?
I mean, they don't know how he's got the money. You can know it.
It's a Kango.
You gotta
Like,
prove it.
Kango's some OG shit though. Like, it's,
Right.
if you see a black
Only
dude with a
wear
Kango,
Kangos.
he's from a certain place in a certain kind of town, and he's over 40.
He's over 40.
Cat daddy shit.
I'm putting $500 in the boy hand for doing the scope. I'm putting $500 in your hand for doing the relay. Put $500 in Weebay and Bird hand for doing the muscling up.
500? Get the fuck out of here.
That's like barely anything. Maybe it stretched a little more in 2000, but that's still nothing.
Aww.
And he's like,
That look absolutely says it was not worth it.
yeah.
Bro! Do your fucking job!
Oh my Lord. Slow at you
Took the
missed
kiss break
it,
at the
you
wrong
stupid.
Damn.
Come on, he was slow-mo walking and everything.
Right, it took forever to get there.
We're up on the wire.
Yeah,
We're
you
starting
are.
to pull good information. You charge these prematurely. And
Daniels is going to bat.
I can't tell you how to run your case, Lieutenant. I can only run my own. I'm asking as a favor.
In that case,
No.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
Ugh. I hate him.
Yeah.
No?
Fuck Rawls.
See, Daniels is a corporate climber, but he's still... I don't know, there's good in him. Kima sees it right.
This motherfucker, bro.
Omar.
Oh my god.
He was just on the phone.
What the hell?
What?
He brought
Your
Omar
kids-
to his kids?
Oh.
one night with the kids.
Oh, McNulty. No, come on.
Yeah,
you don't do
McNulty.
this.
You know they're gonna
You
tell
don't
me.
do
McNulty,
this.
bro.
Wait a minute, now these kids have been through some shit, obviously. They got to meet bugs.
There's no way.
$500.
Why you kept Sterling like you did? Because they was thieving, yo. They got pissed because I wasn't paying them. So Sterling, he started shaking up the vials, handing off the cash. She was selling on the side. You ain't tell anybody? I mean, Stinkum, Bodie. If I tell them, what you think they gonna do? They gonna take a baseball bat to Sterling, probably one to Cassandra too. I just took them both off the stash.
He's a good guy.
So why didn't you pay us? String of Dope, we had a snitch down here. He told me to punk y'all for a little while, see who was still holding money at the end of the week. Was they snitching? Nah, man, just thieving.
Then who was snitch?
Everybody was just doing their
Yeah,
research.
Omar found the info.
I mean, Omar's just watching them, man,
Yeah.
out there.
Forgot that was his like lover too.
Yeah.
This actor did an interview
You up to this?
with Vanity Fair on YouTube discussing.
Omar, why are you snitching?
I didn't see it in case there were wire spoilers, but he's been phenomenal in anything I've ever seen him.
Yeah, man. Chalky white.
Even that scream right there, like his anguish, very legit.
I know we say this every single time, but everyone on the show brings their A game at acting. It's like, not a fucking slouch in the room, bro.
When'd you last see Brandon? Tuesday, around 7, maybe later. He was on his way to Mendamin and the Greeks after that. 7:56 Tuesday night, you got an incoming call to D'Angelo Barksdale's giving him a number of a payphone. West Side Exchange, numbers encoded, right? 3 minutes later, you get another call from the low-rises to that number. Then a half a minute later, you get another call from the low-rises to a pager number we know is String of Bells. Finally,
This is what we saw at the very end of last episode.
this one from the same payphone that went to D'Angelo's pager to start the whole damn thing off. You see that?
This is the murder right here.
This first number, the one they sent to D'Angelo. I'm thinking this comes from a payphone over by the Greeks.
Yep, that was what's his name? That was Wallace.
Door has holes in it.
We're up on those payphones Tuesday night. We catch that murder. Shit, we get there
I love
before
this,
the murder.
like, shot.
It's all here on the pen record.
From Lester's
This one's
perspective.
calling that one calling back. We're up on those payphones when we should be, and we have them cold. But we're not up in time, are we? In this case, we're never where we need to be.
McNulty's got some nerve, bro.
Mad, man.
Always
He's
to
pissed.
Daniels. Always.
The direction was Daniels looked pissed.
Lester?
They don't know Daniel just wouldn't try to fight for him.
Bad time. I mean, Omar should have expected retaliation.
Yeah, he should have
right?
expected the
He expected
retaliation.
His own reputation would have.
I mean, he did, but he also said that you can't treat.
Oh shit.
He was like you can't treat a young man like a boy, or he's just gonna get shitty, you know.
He fight, but you arrest.
In the cemetery, you were telling us a guy by the name of Bird killed a working man.
Yeah, that man who testified. Yeah, Bird did that one for sure.
Oh damn, okay.
Nigga walked up behind the man and shot him straight in the head. The whole blessed project saw that much.
And Bird worked for Avon.
Yeah, it's one of the shooters. Like to use this real sweet gun he got, a 380 from Austria or Australia, something like that. I know we love that gun.
Same difference.
Yeah, 380. You get him, you get the gun.
Just several.
Because Bird too dumb to throw a gun like that.
A gun alone ain't enough.
Oh no?
He goes to court testifies about the gun on the street after
Bird
Daniels
probably
killed.
did the lady too.
Eyeball witness. Some kind of corroboration for what you're telling me here.
Okay, I'm your man.
You saw the murder.
Yeah.
Was the shooter William Gann? And you ain't afraid to go into court downtown and testify against one of Barksdale's people?
Oh, I don't scare.
Wow, you can't do that.
Well, Lieutenant Daniels
can't- you say whatever you want.
lost in the swamps.
Especially if a lot of people.
He saw it. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You saw murder, yeah.
3 killings. The victim is identified by our witnesses as being involved with Avon Barksdale.
Sir, we're developing
You're
information.
dancing around this thing. I'm charging 3 murders.
You charge those cases?
This looks a lot like
My
the debate.
investigation folds. And what's more, not one of those cases is strong enough for court. You know that.
The case I charge on today can be twice as strong by the trial date. We get a conviction, we roll little boy Barksdale and the big boy Barksdale, and we go home like good old-fashioned cops and pound some Budweiser.
Well, you would drink Budweiser.
This
Piss
is
water.
bullshit.
Nice, thank you, Dan.
It was McNulty himself who made the ballistics match on these murders, and he's telling me to fight this. He knows you don't have a viable
Hey, go
prosecution.
Daniels!
So do I. Enough.
Damn. He went up against Rawles, bro.
Good
That
job.
Look at the look. It's gonna be a hard ladder to climb.
If Major Rawls is right, then he will be just as right a month from now. And if the Wire doesn't give us a case, he can charge all the murders he has. We lose nothing. But if he's wrong, if he can't convict, or if the Barksdale kid doesn't flip, then it's too late to do anything else. Avon
Rawls
Barksdale
knows that too.
changes up his, and at that point, there isn't going to be a thing that you or me or Rawls here is going to be able to say to that goddamn judge.
Yes.
Go
Straight
Daniels.
line.
I think
Go
he
Daniels.
did. Yeah.
He right.
He's like, huh.
McNulty does personal business on the clock, I want to know. He cheats on a run sheet, I want to know. He runs any kind of game at all, I want to know.
Major, the man's an asshole.
You suck
He
at
doesn't
your
do
job.
much other than work. He's got this fucking case in his gut like it's cancer.
He does no wrong. He doesn't drink anymore, doesn't drink on duty, doesn't drink and drive.
Oh no. Why are you such a dick, Rawls?
You gotta help him.
God.
The deputy gave us another month. Also, whoever that was you brought in here today gave himself up as an eyewitness in the Gann murder.
Omar.
And Greg said to tell you she can write it up in the morning.
What? That's dirty work.
Give him a hug, McNulty.
All right.
Thanks.
Good shit, Lieutenant. Good shit. Way to do your fucking job. Good shit.
He's like, dude's got some balls after all.
It cost you?
Everything.
I bet. He knows about the price. He knows about the price.
I like that he outranks him, but like everyone respects Lester as like a fucking OG aficionado.
Lester is just so wholesome.
I'm gonna start showing up in sweater vests
You wanna
and
hug him.
Argyle
Yeah.
sweaters and shit, bro.
Dude, I love sweater. Remember when he wore sweater vests for like a straight year?
You did. You put him in the sweater vest.
Plus, I put him. I just bought him a bunch. Sweater vests are cool. No, I'm gonna do it this year. Oh my god, again?
Stop
I
showing
know. I'm like, please, I have
over
this
it.
engraved in my head now.
It's like
He's like, I think that's the reason he went to bat right there. Then, you know,
Yeah,
he's feeling guilty about.
Yo.
that. Yeah, man. It's like they wanted to do that murder to like send a message and prove a point, and all they did was like galvanize everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it pissed everybody off.
Pissed
Pissed
off
off Omar.
Omar,
Pissed off Wallace.
Daniels.
Fucking
I mean,
D was like, I can't tell people about nothing else. Like,
yeah.
they went extreme and
I
they pushed
feel
everybody
so
else to
bad
the
for-
extremes.
I feel so bad for Wallace. You're right, Chris. He needs a mental health day. Like the kid's like literally shouting, "Hey, hi, help! I like why? Like I feel so bad for him.
Yeah,
he
that's
does not
my
need a
trash.
girlfriend. He's fine. He needs to go to school.
No, I mean, a girlfriend would help.
Yeah.
Girlfriend would
He
help.
needs to
Be
go
like
to
a
school.
normal kid, just
he is
socialize.
like wrangling around children like he's a father and a drug dealer.
He
and
got
all this-
$500.
Yeah, he's like
Exactly.
he's the
He needs to go to
breadwinner
school
for that
with them.
household though. Like,
What
he's
do you
gotta
guys
keep
think
those
about the
kids in
place where they were
school.
staying, though?
I was
And the
wholesome.
sign said dog, no animals or something. I was like, what?
Yeah, there was a phone number to protect in case there were trapped animals in there, but like it's not
I was
any
really
safer
shitty
for a
watching
human
this
that lives
episode the
there.
whole time though.
Sorry.
What did you say, Pat?
I was just saying I was really shitty watching this episode the whole time. Like, to me seems like the Justice Department, the Police Department don't want to work. Like everybody's okay being lazy. It's just like they don't want to put the time, the effort to do the right things. They just want to make sure they get the numbers and fuck everything else. They don't care about the bigger picture. They just care about themselves. I was stupid fucking pissed. Like, I hate Rawls. Like, that motherfucker, all he cared about was his stats, and he was ready to charge wrong people just to get his stats. Like, think about the goddamn big picture. Like, God, I was so fucking mad.
It sucks because it's all political and they're increasing their stats so they can just have a better
and
standing
then
in society
the worst part
keep
is
climbing the ladder.
Yeah, sorry to cut you out. The worst part is at the end, the guy says what it cost you. So you tell me it costs people, good people, to do the job. It costs them shit to do do a good job. It costs you that's something that's so fucked up in the system. It's like the ones that are trying to do good, it costs them because they're trying to do good and they don't want to fucking leech off of being lazy. I was
I was saying I don't know if I unmuted earlier, but it's fucking stressful being a cop. Probably today too, if it's the same shit. Just trying to navigate solving the case, but then also navigating not stepping on too many toes. Like what a stupid thing to worry about if you're actually trying to bring justice to someone.
Yeah.
And them just constantly getting the small fish for stats means the root problem is never attacked, or very rarely do they get the big cheese involved, or find out who's at the real bottom of it. They're just always getting oh no, we need a charge, the DA wants this, if some so and so wants this, and I want to raise.
If you remember too, Rawles said that they get about 250 to 300 murders a year, and so he was like, that's why we need McNulty back here to help us like clear these murder cases, because like if you can't clear the murder cases, like it looks bad on your department, it looks bad at the department head, it looks bad for the whole entire city. Because like if a city can be like, yeah, like we always hear about how many murders Chicago has, but like I mean, and that sucks and it's awful, but also you want to know how many of those murders have been caught and convicted, because otherwise if it's like there was 85 people murdered this weekend and no one was arrested, you're like, that's fucking crazy. Because like it's just wild, and like they don't want the city to be like that. And I think Baltimore at one point in time was definitely the murder capital of the U.S. So like,
but I guess that's just like the public. Like, would you rather hear that no one was arrested, and then like 2-3 months later you find out that like the whole entire operation?
See, that is dope.
See, that's the thing. You never hear that.
But like no one wants to wait for that. They want like to
hear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like
police
the general public, you want to hear that someone was killed and someone was arrested.
Yeah.
And like you hear that all the time, but like how often is it like we solved the majority of the murder problem overall? It's never. It's always just like someone's killed, someone's arrested. Someone's killed,
at the same time, people still want to hear that.
And like it's because Chris, once again, it's a systemic issue. You gotta fix the roots.
No.
What do you think, Hetty?
Man.
Let's hear it.
I love that they work with Omar. He's obviously motivated by revenge, but there is, like, I'm a fan because I think that the end goal is like catch, like the whole, like he's gonna help with the whole operation. So I'm excited. But
he did steal from them first.
Huh?
He did jack their shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Shotgun a guy in the leg.
I did not like D'Angelo at first, but now I can see that he's just like the good man on the inside, trying to like, do the little good he can in his like nearest community. He's still a drug dealer. He's still fucking the community up in like the worst way possible.
Yeah, bad drugs.
But at least he's like helping the people closest to him.
And even looked out for two people that were stealing from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he could have said they would have took a baseball bat to the girl and the dude. Which
yeah, he just threw her eggs on the ground. But
I feel really bad for Wallace though. Mm-hmm. He's just like a little kid, and like he cannot be a kid because he's taking care of like 6 other kids that live in a house that he probably doesn't even pay for. Like, are they?
Oh, I would classify them as homeless.
Yeah, right.
They were running electricity from one house across the way to the other, and then when he left out of this place, it was like an abandoned building.
He got like the wire hooked up through the window, which means that house had no electricity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
he was just drawing the electricity
no
straight from the.
Like he didn't have water. He was using like
plastic
bottle to like brush his teeth.
I mean, they were eating juice boxes. And,
chips and juice for breakfast.
He might have raided.
I mean, that wasn't even just breakfast. That was meal. That was the day.
Like they didn't get nothing.
And so this brings up just another thing,
Go to
so
school for
a lot
lunch.
of like low income housing and like poor folks out there, including myself growing up, like going to school was you getting lunch. Like I had free and reduced lunch for most of my fucking career, and like going to school was just like, all right, here's a guarantee. Because like over the summer when my mom would be working and we wouldn't be, we'd be like, shit, what are we gonna eat today? Like another bowl of ramen noodles. But like as long as you was going to school, you're like, I'm getting lunch, and like that's tight. And during the pandemic, that's a huge issue because there's like a lot of those kids that are used to getting lunch throughout the like duration. Like, well, you can't go to school, so like, how the fuck are you gonna get lunch? Which is like, it's a huge issue. Like, no one fucking thinks about. These kids are getting like their juice box and their fucking chips, but at least they're probably getting hooked up at school.
Yeah,
that's for sure. It's wild.
That's from the spicy chicken patties. Boys.
Oh, spicy chicken
patties!
Spicy chicken patty day was always a good.
Oh my god!
The square
you live in Indianapolis, you know.
The square pizzas.
Square pizzas,
yeah, those are alright. And then Bosco breadsticks.
We had
cheese in them.
We had healthy elementary food in California, and then I went to high school in Jordan, not as well healthy.
Same.
Lame. What do you guys think about
patties? Good for the soul. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bubbles and them stealing the copper and pulling the mission.
That was hilarious.
It was a good scheme, but I really thought Bubs was going straight. He had a job, and then they still stole the fruit and bounced. Like, come on, man, you just got hired.
Doing well, he's so easily swayed.
Right. He had less sores on his face.
And then what's his name? His boy has the worst luck. He stepped out of that house for 12 seconds. Like what? What did you do? Like, you just obviously look like I'm on crack.
Right? Were you smoking outside?
No, like he did spend the money though. They found the vial in his sock. He was on his way back.
Yeah.
Okay. So
drugs is going.
They're probably like
He's
scoping
going.
out the house, or like he was like they saw him put it in his shoe, and I'm like, wasn't your shoe?
That is the worst.
So
I was cracking up. He's like, is it because I'm white?
You know how we have GTA? So like like for like being a drug dealer or whatever, they need to be a video game where you could be like a drug addict or whatever, and your job is to do like these little scores, like like do copper heist or do like these little scores and try to do. Like, wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't like you try to do these little heists and stuff?
You would have fun doing that,
and then like people will be addicted to that game,
and then you gotta fence the
controller plugs into your vein.
I don't know. We do that.
Godly. You would have to shoot up though to get your energy back.
Yeah,
you have to shoot up. You go to sleep for a while and you wake back up and you're like,
Right. You got super strength.
I love how the way Herc and Carver say hello to Bodhi is just swift punches. It's like, hey, what are you doing?
I honestly love their friendship, relationship, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, I don't know. It's like
I don't think that's a friendship.
Yes, it's fucked.
Nah, I think it's like I look at it. Well,
it's a strange relationship.
I think that they're in the same like ranks in their organization, and I think that like that's maybe why they like kind of like understand each other. Like Herc and Carver are kind of younger and dumb in the police organization, but they're like a step up from the bottom, a step up from like Prez. But then like Bodhi's like a step up from like Wallace and like Poot, but he's also like young and dumb. So I feel like they're in like, you know what I mean? It's like
they get each other.
Yeah, like they hate each other, but they're also like, I see that you are in the same position that I'm in, but like also like fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't think Bodhi wants to be going to college or anything. If that's his plan, I'm be so fucking proud of him.
He like acknowledges how shitty the system is. He's like, look, man, anyone could have got out of that shit. Like, I'm not gonna tell you how it happened. It happened. Here I am. Give me right at my grandma's.
Good ass lawyers, bro.
Man.
I mean, it doesn't. When the DA is just one person on the other side.
The public defender looks so sad.
Sad sack of a
He had all the,
man,
like, you saw all of his like cases he had too, and he's like, y'all want 2 lawyers for this one asshole, which is like Avon and them like absolutely invested in him. Like,
I'm sorry, they had a good case against him too, and they just let him off. I'm sorry, they didn't really have a good case. They talked no jutsu him. Like
that is like one of the positives for, or like what do you call it, the benefits of working for Avon.
Yeah.
Because he seems to be able to get anybody out of any charge. So all their money's probably going to that lawyer doing a good job.
shit, all their money. They have so much fucking money. You saw them with trash bag. They've got so much money that it's just like, whatever. It doesn't matter.
But like, isn't that like also kind of evidence against him, like seeing how much, like I know that right now they don't have all the connections, they're building the case.
But did you hear the lawyer lie?
Him, like covering all the traces for all his like little minions that fuck up, end up in court, and like suddenly they show up with 2 lawyers.
No, but did you hear the lawyer lie?
Yeah,
he said specifically, he was like, this is a outreach program that we have at our firm. So like, as long as the lawyer's being able like, they're like, why are you doing this case for this person? Or like, well, this person had enough money to pay me. You know what I mean? Like, as long as, because like no one looks into the lawyers like that.
There's only so many times he can use the pro bono thing as like something that he does, right?
I think he could probably use as many times as he wants. It's like,
until
this is for our youth outreach program. We found another youth who is in.
Well, does this lawyer have any other clients beside Barksdale? Because if he doesn't, then this is how he operates.
I don't know if you can
gotta
ask
wonder if they like
subpoena a lawyer to see all
they like went to high school together and they just grew up still knowing each other.
Like, he should show in court with like other people defending other people than just like.
But I mean, he has a whole entire firm, so like, who knows what the rest of his firm's doing? If it's just one branch of his firm working on this, and the rest of the firm's doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it has to be something like that.
I think
him and like just showing up to like these random younglings up the street, then like that's suspicious, right?
I think they also beefed it up with he's like, we chose him, he's also going to school, he's an out of luck youth basically kind of
they said that like it's part of the program or whatever.
I feel like they've got a lot of steps covered. If everyone was just like, why'd you pick this kid? And but
he's like, the judge sees a lot of potential in me. Shit.
Right, fuck off me.
All right, so Pat, let me get your
Omar.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this real quick because like I want to get my Omar was the first person to rob the stash house. You rob Avon Barksdale's crew in that stash house. You're the first one to instigate it. You go there, you steal their shit, you take it, you win, and then your boy, who is dumb enough where you stole it from, stays in the same neighborhood and goes and hangs around where all those people hang out. Barksdale people hang out. That's the same crew. You go play video games, and then they call you out. You get whatever. You get run on. And the only good thing about that boy is he never gave Omar up, so I give him respect for that. But Omar going to the cops and then knowing what he did, and knowing this is a game, and this is a big cycle. Everyone does this. You lose people, you gain people, you lose friends, you lose. You gain friends. You lose money, you make money. You lose drugs, you make drugs. It's part of the game, and he should have understood that. But him going and snitching, I come from an era of watching like all the mafia movies, and those motherfuckers don't snitch on people like that. And like to see something like this, I'm like, bro, like come on, you're part of the game. You were in the game. You actually went and stole from them. You started this whole fucking thing, and then like your boy gets rolled, and that's part of the game, bro. Like you got like come on, man, you gotta chalk it up. When you pay the fee to get in the game, you can't be snitching, bro. Like that's one of the rules.
All right, bro. Hey Pat, I just have one question now.
God.
Shouldn't you play to win? And like Omar has a chip to play. Like, wouldn't you play your winning card, or would you not do it because?
How's that a winning card? How is that gonna help you win?
Because he just said that he saw Bird shoot Gant.
Yeah,
and he's willing to testify on that court.
Bird's gonna go
Bird off the street.
Bird goes off the street. Then Avon's gonna come out and shoot up Omar. There you go.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Avon only has, 3 soldiers? He said, Bird, Libe, and Stinkum. They're about to take away one of their soldiers out of 3. That's a third. That's a third of their fucking soldiers missing. And so who's Avon going
but my thing is, if you want to do that, play it on the streets. You don't have to play through the courtrooms and the police. Don't get them involved. Go handle your own business. You go
Why
take.
not?
Why?
You go take.
So
bro,
also, just in every single mafia movie, someone snitches. Facts. Every single mafia movie.
That's normally the plot twist in a mafia movie. Someone snitching.
Why is this wrong?
Okay, so Omar has a big reputation behind his name, right? And he assumed that his name alone would have shielded him kind of from retaliation of that nature. So because it didn't, and they killed his boy, it was also his lover. He knew what McNulty said to him, that like him and his shotgun alone aren't going to be able to retaliate against all of Barksdale's crew. So I mean, it's perfectly in line to do that. Pat, we've been playing GTA Online. Would you not use the snitch feature in the game if it could you get out of trouble or punish your enemies?
I don't snitch.
I feel like revenge is a good motivator for most snitches in most movies and situations.
Hell yeah.
That's what ends up happening. Omar was just still yeah, man, they know my name. Bottom line, whatever I do is what I do. Fuck them. It's gonna get done.
I just think.
Plus, that was his lover, man. You saw his anguish.
Bro.
I get it. It was part of revenge. Yeah. I get it all. I come from I watch mafia movies. You know, people in there, they don't snitch. They're they handle their business.
Ray Liotta.
Yeah, bro. Hold on. Have you not seen Goodfellas? Have you not seen The Godfather?
I haven't.
No, listen. They always snitch because they have to end the movie. They have to finish the movie. But if they didn't have to finish the movie, they wouldn't be snitching.
So the movie can happen.
They follow the rules.
It's the timing of the snitch. It's got to be a well-timed snitch for Pat.
Yeah. I think, is that everything?
Yeah, I liked how Lester schooled Prez on the conspiracy talk.
Yeah.
How is this relevant information?
He has to break it down.
Yeah, that was. I can't remember the other thing, but Daniels doing the right thing was cool too in the end. Because he was probably it's fucked up what happened to
that was cool.
Old dude. Yeah. You got tortured, you got killed 4 or 5 times.
I'm so indifferent about Daniels right now. I don't know if he's because I still remember the first episode and his wife and all that shit. So
Daniels is a black man trying to keep a job. And he's just a black
man trying to hold it down.
Alright, well.
Also, McNulty, don't take your kids around people like this anymore. It's twice now in a row. And they have school night. The fact that they're telling you to have a school night is like.
Your mug.
If you have a crush on Daniels, eventually in the show you see him without a shirt
Daniels
on,
was a shit. I hope he didn't pay too much of a price. But I think I think Suraj was talking about why Daniels, why people say he might be dirty. I think he does this type of things, he steps over people's boundaries, and that's why they think he's dirty. But he's actually doing good things. But I don't know.
That specifically, him being called dirty came from the FBI.
Yeah, so I feel like he is a little dirty. But now, I mean, he's doing the right thing. What was I going to say? Oh, I like how they covered for that one cop that was coming in drunk. So I hope they covered for McNulty too, because my man driving drunk behind the wheel of the car a lot. And Rawles
he don't drink no more. He don't drive drunk no more. Everybody It was like episodes 1, episodes 2, 3. Shit.
Why is he trying to find dirt on McNulty?
Because he's shitty at it. Because when when Daniels was like, he's like, your man McNulty came up here and said yada 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 blah blah blah. And he told me you ain't got shit on that, which was just like, once again, McNulty. He should have listened to his lieutenant, but he didn't because he's trying to do the right thing. He talked to somebody else and had him go up the ladder and talk to other people. So like Rawls sees that as McNulty standing in his way. You see how the cops all look out for each other. They follow the chain of command. They even watch out for each other like on paper and shit. So like McNulty is supposed to do what he's supposed to do, but he does not. And so like Rawls is like, fuck him. Like find some dirt on him. Find some shitty on him. Like he's gonna try to, you know, man. Every time they're like McNulty, when they ask you where you want to go, because they're gonna ask, you make sure you tell them where you actually don't want to go. Like, yeah. So, you know, people are just shitty at me. Stay shitty at these men.
Man, this show's so good.
Rawls is he's not lazy, but we just want to get home and drink our Budweiser. It's like, man, you don't. He's literally upset that they don't have the time to dive into cases to solve all the murders properly, basically, and it, you know.
And I love that when old boy was like, he was like, yeah, so give me some dirt on McNulty, and he's like, bro, all he does is work. He was like, he's an asshole, but so all he do is work. So like, what the fuck you want from me? He's like, you ain't drink and drive anymore. Like he's gonna have to like see him afterward for some shit.
Right.
Oh, all right, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Okay, The Wire 1x6. Let's talk about it. The quote is from Freeman, and all the pieces matter. So as we start off, it's an opening shot of a very decrepit neighborhood. I mean, it looks like The Walking Dead. And the camera, well, first of all, we start off on the dead body of Brandon, Omar's boyfriend. And we follow the camera up into Wallace's room, and we kind of see his living situation and his morning routine. He's sleeping on a mattress on the floor. He's brushing his teeth with no toothpaste. I mean, they're living in the most bare minimum of conditions, and I don't see any adults in the picture. And Wallace is, getting kids ready for school. I don't think they're his siblings. I think they're just kind of maybe other abandoned kids in the neighborhood, or maybe they're his siblings. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's taking care of them the best he can, and it seems like I don't see any mom or dad or any adult around anywhere, so it seems like him and maybe Poot are acting as the adult figures in this situation, and that's crazy because Wallace is a minor. And it's just a sad thing to see. Like Wallace is a kid himself, and there's no parents around, so he's forced to be the parent. And no child should have to deal with this. You know what I mean? Like it's such a sad, decrepit-looking place that they're living in. Although I noticed one really interesting detail in the camera pan. When Wallace gets out of bed, it kind of pans up to the wall, and you see that Wallace has drawn a figure of a woman in the wall. Like it's just dirt. It's not like a painting. I think he just used the dirt and the soot on the wall. But there's a figure of a woman that's drawn on the wall, and that's just interesting again to Wallace's character, because it seems like he's got an artistic side to him. So again, he's a kid that likes to learn and likes to do things and likes to tinker with his hands. So it would make sense that, he knows how to draw too and likes to do that. But it was interesting to me that the figure that he drew is the figure of a woman. Now, what I can only speculate here, but I feel like maybe that is maybe a drawing of his mom as he would have known it, or maybe like a subconscious cry for help that I need a mother, I need help in this situation. I'm just a kid taking care of all these other kids. I don't know what I'm doing, and it was kind of that I guess painting, we'll call it, was kind of a telling thing about his character, because it's right above his bed, and I don't know, it was very interesting. But it seems like they're living in an abandoned house, first of all, and I'm guessing they're doing that to avoid CPS, Child Protective Services, because he's talking about, like, if you don't get to school, you're going to be in foster care. So I don't think any of these kids want to end up in foster care, because foster care is just another cog in this system, and it's probably as broken as anything else. So I think they're just kind of living in abandoned housing, because I doubt, because he's a minor, so he's not paying rent to anybody unless he's got like a under the table cash situation worked out with somebody. But it seems like they're living in an abandoned house. So I doubt that there's any electricity. I doubt that there's any running water. I doubt that there is anything they need for basic human necessities. So, just a very sad opening sequence. And then we see the cops talking about the body, and one cop says to the other one, "This is the worst case of suicide I've ever seen." And I had to kind of pause right there because I don't know if he's kidding or not. I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke or not. Is that like an inside joke that, hey, this is just clearly a murder. He was shot through the back of the head and it came out of his eye, so I doubt anybody's committing suicide like that. So it's clearly not a suicide. So I'm wondering if that line was like an inside joke between the two cops, like, hey, we know how this is going to end. It's some low-level murder. They're never going to figure it out, so they'll just label it as suicide and we'll move on and we'll get the numbers for that case. So it was just an interesting line because I really couldn't tell if he was joking or not, because it's clearly not a suicide. Then we have the scene with Rawles and McNulty and Jay, and Rawles is kind of welcoming McNulty back into the fold. McNulty is trying to give him some cases to look at. Hey, I think I found something, and Rawles is like, shut up. Let me tell you how things are done around here. And this is where we see like the inside of Rawles's minds. He is all about the clearances. He's all about the numbers. Let's solve these cases no matter what. It doesn't matter how we solve these cases as long as we solve these cases so we can show that success on paper. That's what Rawles is all about. And it's interesting because he said that their department gets 250 to 300 cases a year. The year only has 365 days in it. So that is a murder almost every day. Definitely every other day. Definitely several murders per week. That is crazy. So Rawls is like, we come in here, we pick up our cases, we solve them, we do our job, and we shut the fuck up. And we don't step out of line. So he's welcoming McNulty back into the fold, but you get to see the inside of how Rawls thinks about police work. But you know, to Rawls's defense, I'm not defending Rawls, he's kind of a shithead, but to his defense to some degree, 250 to 300 cases per year, going to like, I mean, many departments, but their department specifically is handling 250 to 300 cases a year. That's got to be overwhelming, because a murder is not just like, oh, we solved this, next. They take a long time to solve sometimes. They require detective work. They require boots on the ground asking questions, going to places. It requires resources. So handling 300 murder cases per year, that's got to be so overwhelming. You know what I mean? So to his defense, how do you tackle a workload like that with resources that they clearly don't have? Then we go back to the basement where they're monitoring the wiretaps, and now the wiretaps are functional on the low-rise payphones, and we can actually hear conversations going off. But it was interesting that Freeman explained, hey, having the wiretap isn't enough. We can't just listen to any conversation we want. We got to do it right, and we can only listen to the people that we've spotted out. So it's interesting. I would have never really thought of that, although I do believe the Patriot Act will be, because this is following in 2002 on a modern timeline, and that's around the time when the Patriot Act came into place. And I'm going to have to look up exactly what the Patriot Act did before I talk about it. But that's going to be coming into place soon if it already hasn't. So I wonder how that's going to shake things up. But Prez is looking real proud of himself. He's cracked the code. He's taken notes. He's engaged in his job. And you just see a very different side to Prez. And you realize, yeah, this man should not have been in the streets ever. He's more of a thinker, I guess. You know, he's doing a lot better where he's at. He's doing a lot better. It's kind of nice to see Prez actually contributing in a positive way. And they got Stringer's number out of that. They have figured out Stringer's number, so it looks like they are solving the case a little bit. You know, they're gathering the pieces one by one. And it almost seemed like Stringer was talking about on the phone that he wants to promote Bodie. So that was interesting, because then we cut straight to Bodie's courtroom appearing, and he's represented by Levi, played by Michael Kostroff, who plays that part so well. He plays that sleazy lawyer so well. But you have these two high-profile lawyers defending against one, I guess, state prosecutor, and it's like it's such a mismatched thing, and of course they get Bodhi out of there. And it was just an interesting scene of seeing dirty lawyers at work, you know, which I'm sure they exist. And then we cut to Bubbles, and he's kind of working at a vegetable fruit stand, kind of doing an honest day's work. And here comes Johnny. Hey man, trying to go get high. I got a plan where we can make some money and we can go get high. And Bubbles is like, nah man, I'm just working an honest dollar. But of course, Johnny talks him into it, and we know what happens with the rest of the episode. Let me just talk about it now so I'm not bouncing all over the place. And we know what happens with the rest of the episode. They go and rob the copper house, which was hilarious to watch. A bunch of dope heads robbing this man out of copper. It was just, I mean, you know, just because they're dope fiends doesn't mean that they're not sneaky or smart about things. And of course, they all get high later at night. Bubbles is there praising Johnny for having come through with a plan, and then Johnny gets arrested trying to buy more dope, and that was also hysterical to watch, because Johnny's like, it's because I'm white, isn't it? You guys arrested me because I'm white? And then they pull the heroin out of his pocket, and he's like, what? What's that? I've never seen that before. What is that? It's just, I guess they're only, you know, Johnny's only smart when it comes to wanting to get high. In any other situation, it falls apart. But the bigger point of that is, like, I'm wondering how Bubbles' day would have gone if Johnny didn't show up. You know, because I see Bubbles becoming a victim of his own making. Like, he was working at the fruit stand and the vegetable stand, making some money for the day, and I don't doubt that he still probably would have ended up getting high at the end of the day, maybe by himself, but maybe he wouldn't have. And I just wonder how Bubbles' day would have gone if Johnny didn't show up. But Johnny seems to be a really bad influence on Bubbles now, but it's ironic because Bubbles created Johnny. You know, Bubbles was the influence on Johnny, and now Johnny is the influence on Bubbles, and it's just this perpetual cycle of addiction. And I just wonder how Bubbles' day would have gone if Johnny didn't show up. And then we get Detective Polk coming in just drunk at 9 o'clock in the morning, and Daniels calls him in, and he handles the situation really well. You know, he tells him that, hey, you might have been dumped here, but I don't dump my own people, so here's your options. You either go on duty right now and go do your job as you are, or you go get clean. And I thought that was probably the best way he could have handled it. But then I think Polk just straight up quit. Like, given the opportunity to help himself or not, he chose to not help himself. And I think he just straight up quit. I mean, it was kind of vague, but he was like, good luck with the case. So I think he just kind of quit. So when given the opportunity to help himself, he chose not to take it, almost like an addict. Maybe the police has its own addiction problem that they need to look into. But, you know, good on Daniels for at least trying to help Polk. I think that's the best way he could have handled it. And then we cut to Barksdale paying a personal visit to the pit to go tell people, hey, good job with that. Here's the money for this. Hey, D, you're killing it. And it's cool because, like, Barksdale, he's always like play boxing, and that's consistent with his character because he was a boxer back in the day. That's how we found out his name, or Freeman found out his name in the first place. So again, just good acting, good writing, good character details that they carry with them throughout the show. We've seen Barksdale be a boxer, so of course he's going to be play boxing with everybody any chance he gets. So just, you know, another good character detail and the continuity of their personality. The important thing is, so let's take a look again. Rawles has got these 3 murder cases that now he's trying to get arrests for because he thinks it's enough to take Barksdale down, even though everybody knows it's a thin premise and it's not going to last in court. But again, Rawles wants these people arrested for these murders because it's going to raise his stats by having solved 3 cases. That's all Rawles cares about. He's getting a high volume of cases per year, per week, per month, whatever, and he's just all about solve. Let's get my numbers up on paper so I can show my higher-ups how good I am at my job. And he's constantly getting in McNulty's way. He doesn't listen to McNulty. McNulty is his underling, I'll call him. He doesn't listen to him. He doesn't respect him. He doesn't care about him. He is constantly getting in his way and doing everything he can to make McNulty's job harder. Barksdale is the head of his operation, and he goes down to the pit to pay a personal visit to his underlings to tell them, hey, good job. Good job on that. Here's a bonus. Here's a little money for you for your good job. I appreciate the job you guys are doing here. Keep it up. And you see everybody kind of smiling like, hey man, thanks dude. Like he took the time to show that appreciation to his underlings. And of course that's going to motivate them to keep doing what they're doing. I mean, if you're just a low-level pusher in the pit and Barksdale himself, somebody that's been like a myth to you, somebody that you may have never even seen before, he comes up to you and says, hey man, good job. How's that going to make you feel? So again, just the hierarchy and the respect that is shown between the drug world and the police force. It's a big deal. And that is why things are the way they are. And of course, Santangelo is the one assigned to the roof at that exact point, and he's taking the longest piss on the planet, apparently, because he completely misses Barksdale, and he gets away. You snooze, you lose. You know what I mean? That could have been so huge for the case if he got a picture of Barksdale physically at the pit. But of course, he missed his opportunity, and it is what it is. You snooze, you lose. But that could have been huge for the case if he got that. But my man was busy pissing, I guess. And McNulty butts heads with Daniels a few times this episode, and he's like, hey man, it's time to nut up or shut up. And Daniels is in this tough spot of appeasing his team, but also respecting rank. But eventually he takes this all the way. He tries to go to talk to Rawles first, doesn't work. Then he takes it all the way up to Burrell, and he's able to convince them. Luckily, he was able to talk sense to them in that scene, and he's like, just give us a month. Just give us a month. So Daniels was able to pull it off. And, you know, McNulty doesn't seem to respect Daniels very much, except at the end of the episode. He finally thanks him and puts a little bit of respect on his name. But Daniels is an interesting character, too. He's a good leader. He's a good cop. And he carries a lot of weight and responsibility on his shoulders that he doesn't let his team see, as a good leader should. You know, a good leader is supposed to represent strength, and I think that's what Daniels does. But unfortunately, I don't think that McNulty and maybe a lot of the other team members, I don't think they realize exactly how much Daniels cares. And what's interesting is we still don't know anything about that FBI thread from early in the show where they said that Daniels is a dirty cop. I haven't seen any evidence of that, and we haven't heard that brought up again. So I'm really wondering where that's going to go, because as far as I can see, Daniels is a really good dude. He cares about his team, he cares about his job, and I think he's doing the best he can. McNulty finally getting to spend time with the boys, but he gets distracted by work, gets a phone call from Omar, takes his kids to go see Omar. Takes his kids to the homicide place to go look at a body. I mean, the kids didn't look at the body, but they were just sitting in the hallway, largely being ignored. And I know when duty calls, and McNulty has to do what he has to do, but it's getting hard to defend Papa McNulty. Because, I don't know, man. Maybe when you're with your kids, you really just got to shut work off entirely and just be with your kids. You can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. So it's nice he got to spend time with his boys, but it's like, did he really spend any time with his boys? His head's still in the game. He's still working. And I get it. The case is important, but it's like, maybe this is why your wife doesn't want you to have the kids at all. And maybe that's something that you might have to come to terms with, because it's like, you're either married to your job or you have time to be a father. You can't do both. And I'm starting to notice that now. So it's getting harder and harder to defend Papa McNulty, because, bro, why are you taking your kids to the hood to go pick up a killer, to go look at a body? Like, leave the kids somewhere, bro. Take them back home. Like, weekend is done. And it was just, yeah. And then we keep bouncing back and forth between the pit. We see people making drug deals, and it's really interesting. interesting to see one of those deals go down, you know, because then like somebody comes up and let me get one. He hands them some money. The guy walks off with the money. Somebody else comes in and gives them the drug, and the person walks off, and like no words are exchanged, and it's so quick, so efficient. It's crazy the level of organization that these guys have, and everyone, the customers, the sellers, the security, everyone is cooperative to the system, and that's what keeps it running smoothly. And it's just always interesting to see it go down, because it's just like it's so quick, and you have no idea what even happened if you're not looking for it. And Wallace is having a real tough time with finding out that the guy he snitched on is now dead. Wallace is not carrying this very well, even though he got paid what, $500. That's what a life is worth, I guess. But he's not able to handle this well, and he's trying to talk to Wallace. And now we see that there is no parent in Wallace's life, and this kind of makes D'Angelo and Wallace's relationship a little bit more interesting, because D'Angelo is almost becoming kind of like a surrogate father figure to Wallace, and Wallace feels comfortable enough to confide in him, and in return, D'Angelo feels comfortable to confide in Wallace, and he pretty much tells him everything. He tells him that Stringer had him not pay them because of, you know, there's a possible snitch. I mean, D'Angelo is straight up telling him everything, and possibly too much. And I just, it's kind of cute, but it's like, D'Angelo, you gotta hold back a little bit. You can't just be, but you know, it's kind of cute to see their relationship is kind of turning into like a father-son situation, and it's tough to see Wallace carry that murder, because obviously he feels responsible. And you know, back at the morgue, Brandon was tortured. They say he had broken fingers, burn marks all over him. He was tortured, but he never gave up Omar. And Omar, because of this, now he's talking to the police. He's pissed. You best believe Omar coming, and he's ready to snitch. He's ready to help them in any way, shape, or possible. So we'll see what that develops into. I mean, Omar is willing to go as far as to testify against Bird, who apparently is the one who shot Grant. So that's pretty huge. That's a pretty big deal. And now we kind of so all these name dropping, you gotta kind of pay attention to the names and where they fall in the hierarchy of the drug world. Who are Bird and Weebay to Stringer and Barksdale? We've seen Weebay, we've seen his name dropped a lot. I don't know if we've seen Bird yet, but we've seen Bird's name dropped. So Bird and Weebay are kind of like the muscle for Barksdale. They're the shooters, as they call them. And it's interesting because Omar's like, yeah, man, he's got a really distinct gun. You find him, you find the gun. And Kino's like, yeah, that's not enough. And Omar's like, what? That's not enough? And, you know, it was just interesting because Omar being there, like, they're trying to learn as much as they can from Omar. But Omar is probably learning a lot from the police, too. And he's like, oh, okay. So having the gun is not enough, huh? Gotcha. Noted. So he's probably mentally taking his own notes, too. So, and we've already talked about this, but it was the meeting with Rawles, Burrell, and Daniels is trying to talk some sense into them, and Rawles is arguing that, you know, we've already got a strong enough case. And there was a very telling line in the script that goes further into Rawles' mentality of how far he's willing to go to solve a case. And Daniel says to him, none of those murderers are strong enough for court, and you know it. And Rawles goes, so we bring the Barksdale kid in, throw a little mindfuck at him, and the case becomes stronger. That's my neighbors. Let me read that one more time. So we bring the Barksdale kid in, throw a little mindfuck at him, and the case becomes stronger. So I've been watching a lot of murder documentaries lately. I'm gonna come back and connect all this, but I've been watching a lot of murder documentaries lately, and things are not always as they seem. And there's the confession tapes, the innocent man. There's a lot of cases where it looks pretty cut and dry, but when you look further into it, you see a lot of police manipulation when it comes down to the confession or how they want people to talk to them. The police will, I'm not saying all police, but there are confirmed cases out there of falsified confessions due to being under duress from the police themselves. People confess to murders they didn't commit because they were psychologically manipulated. So again, we bring the Barksdale kid in, throw a little mindfuck at him, and the case becomes stronger. What does that tell you? That tells you that Rawles has probably done this before, and there's probably people in jail that don't deserve to be there. Rawles is willing to do whatever it takes to solve any case so that he can bring his numbers up and make himself look better. And in that meeting, Daniels name drops McNulty. Poor McNulty, you know. But Daniels is like, McNulty's the one fighting for this, goddammit, and I just need another month. And you see Rawls' face just go white. He's just like, McNulty? McNulty? And then, of course, the episode ends with, it didn't end on this scene, but the last thing I took notes on is Rawls is looking for dirt on McNulty now. He calls Santangelo in, and he asks him to help him find dirt on McNulty, so there you go. That's how respect works in the police force. McNulty's trying to do his job, and Rawls is looking for dirt on him, so maybe he can get him fired. I don't know. I don't know what's going to become of that. But, yeah, very interesting episode. Things are heating up. Omar's working with the police. We'll see how all this develops. We'll see where it all goes. If you haven't done so already, share the video. Comment below. We would all love to hear from you. We're all down there interacting with you guys, so do that. And hit the like button because that's the best thing you can do for us for free. 99, and I will see you next week. Peace out.
Thanks for watching The Wire with the Normies. Check us out on Patreon for early access and uncut content. Special shout out to our super patrons Explorin' Dylan, Nick, Ruby, Aaron, Michael Henry, Joe, I Eat Pink Tacos, Flower House, Keyboard Junkie, the NYR Fan, and ZJP, and we will see you all next time.